In a world where the unknown whispers in the dark, where shadows move and questions remain unanswered, tonight we step beyond the veil. Welcome to Journey through the EGH Talk Show, where the paranormal meets the unexplained and the truth is never far away. From ghostly encounters to UFO sightings to the mysteries that keep us awake at night, you're not just watching, you're part of the investigation. So dim the lights, open your mind, and prepare to question everything you thought you knew. This is your journey into the unknown.
Good evening, guys, and welcome through Journey through the EGH Talk Show, live and exclusive on all platforms. Well, I hope we're live and exclusive on all platforms. I haven't received any notifications. I don't know.
We are on YouTube.
We could be we're live on YouTube
And TikTok.
It can't be. This can't be happening. I don't really know what to say because it's actually broadcasting. But I just can't see any comments at the moment. So if you got any comments, put in the comments, guys, please. Let us know that you are there. All right. Let us know that. Oh, what is this doing? Go away now. What the hell? Everything is. What the crazy bejesus is going on? I've got a phone next to me so I can watch everything. Right, we are live. Hello, everybody. Evening. Lee is watching, so he should be live on all platforms. We've got the comments coming through. Live on now. We're live on Facebook. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the wonderful world of TikTok. We're live. We're live. On the 28th of May, we may have just got somewhere. We may just have got somewhere. I say, we've got... YouTube, we've got everywhere. I'm just going to ask you one favour, guys. I'm just going to hand you over. Just talk about yourself. Simon, what's your rant for today?
Oh, you want my rant? My rant comes from last week, my rant, if everybody wants my rant. There I am, listening to the telly the other day. I think it was BBC, and on comes somebody and says, oh, the government are going to keep the fuel duty at what it should be. Oh, fucking brilliant, eh? £1.55 a litre of what we're charged from them, 53p per litre, plus 25p VAT. So out of paying £1.50 for a litre of petrol, we're giving 78p to the government. So if they were nice, our government, would they just knock 20p off? So we get back to 130 a litre or 135 reasonable. Or we have 800,000 to 1.2 million illegal immigrants. Now, I'm not talking about legal immigrants. I'm talking illegal immigrants in the UK, roughly. Right? It costs us £170 per day to keep one of them in a hotel. Yeah? Right? If they're not in a hotel, it only costs us 28 quid. That's good, isn't it? So if we got rid of half of them, right, we have a lot more money to put towards something else. That's it. Simple.
But it wasn't really a paranormal rant, was it? That was a general rant.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't really got a paranormal rant.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. And we've got Lee that has joined us. Jane has joined us. Marianne has joined us. So welcome, everybody, to the live stream. As you can see, we've got some wonderful team members with us tonight. We've got the lovely Sandra. Welcome to the show, Sandra.
Hi, thank you.
Good. And for the first time ever, a new face for everybody to see on the journey through the EGH. We've got team member Steve. Welcome to the show, Steve.
Thank you. Evening all.
Welcome, mate.
everybody in the chat, you've got to be very kind to him. It's his first time, as they would say, it's like long-term listener, first-time caller, as you hear on the radios. Right, so tonight, guys, it is the 28th of May. This was scheduled for last week, okay? We was scheduled for last week. So if there is anybody that wants to join us, leave us a comment, let us have a comment, pop it in the chat. Natalie Hill has joined us. Oh, you know what I haven't done? I haven't shared it. I haven't shared the stream from one to the other. So I better do that because that's a thing I have to do. It doesn't help anybody that's listening. Just remember, guys, if you do have to leave halfway through, please make sure that you do go over to our Spotify channel, download the episodes and listen again at home. It's always good to do that for us. I am just going to there. I need to just go to there. I need to share that to our page. Who is joining us? I definitely need a PA. I need one.
I'm busy.
Yeah, you're busy doing the show. So like I'd normally ask you to do something like this. We've got people. We've got our first message on TikTok.
Oh,
And for the average, you know, like what we used to have, Simon.
yeah.
Is Steve single? You know, TikTok. You know, and
a long time ago, I was asked that bloke.
Yeah. And I'll be your PA as well. So welcome everybody to the show. This is where it lowers to. Simon starts us on that kill. All right. Simon starts on that low level, and I tell you what, we struggle to bring it back up again.
You wanted my rank, you got my rank.
Right, let's crack on. We are going to be talking about the wonderful world of Harwich Fort, okay? The event that we had a few weeks ago, it should have been last week, but obviously I had a major breakdown on live on air last week. My rant went through, I think I had more messages to my personal phone than I've ever had regarding a live stream, because I think it was totally off the rails. It was, you know, like, what's that film, Falling Down, with Michael Douglas right in the middle of, you know. The best one I got was from Mr. Downs. If Mr. Downs is with us, he said, "I can't believe you didn't swear." And I didn't. I had to watch it back, and I didn't F or Jeff at any point, which was quite amazing for me. So let's crack on with the show. I will intervene as and when I can, and I'm just going to throw it out to where we go to, how we do it. And I'll talk about my little bits, because I did some live streaming there, and I can talk about what happened with me in the live streams. But let's throw it out to it. I'll go with Simon first. Long time we haven't been to Harwich Fort. What was the last? 2018, I believe, was the last time we visited.
Yeah. And I was quite amazed with how much it's changed. In the respects of spiritually changed. It's still good. It's still good.
Told you, Steve. If Christian gets on, you know, it's dangerous territory.
Yeah, but I did learn a lot of things by going around our sessions all those years later, funny enough, because I now know where the children came from, which is absolutely fantastic. And I didn't suss it. Well, I did suss it in there, but I didn't suss it till I actually got home and put 2 and 2 together and come up with 6. And that was really...
So can you explain what you mean by that, please, Simon?
So we opened up with a board session, didn't we, Steve?
Yeah.
Board session, and we were doing the board, and Lisa opened the board, and it started to move. And I think we had Sue and that group. So... But it seemed really strange around the board. There was an energy at the back of the room who wanted to talk, but wanted to talk for somebody. So I started to bring it forward, and it was a little girl. I think she went onto the board She was called Maggie. She was telling me about this guy called Nicholas.
Yeah.
What was that?
That's me. Just sending everything out.
Oh, oh, God. So I managed to get this Nicholas to step forward, and he told me his name. And he was telling me, I think he only died in 2015, and he was born in 1909. And I was sort of going, no, that's crazy, Nicholas. That would have made you 106. Yeah, that's right. And he was. And it was Sir Nicholas Winton. And he was like an English Schindler. He pulled, I think, 600 children. He brought them from the German occupation, brought them over by train to Harwich. Now, we've always had children in that vault and wondered why. And there's your answer. But he was 106. And reading up afterwards, they wouldn't have known about his story had his wife not found something in the sideboard that he'd written. And this guy was, well, phenomenal what he did. And the spirit on the actual board was a girl called Maggie who he'd saved and was telling us a story. And I think around the board got quite emotional because he was trying to say, sorry, I couldn't save the rest. I couldn't save the rest. And she was sort of saying, no, don't worry. What you did for us was second to none. You've got over 600 children out. And I never knew that, Russ. I really never knew that.
So 8, Si. Maggie was 8 something. Kim has put 8.
Yeah, Kim. Yeah. And she was telling us not a lot of them could read and write on that board. And it would be very, very hard to find where they've gone in this country now or what happened to them because 600 of them. Do you know what I mean? But it was a very, very emotional session, but good session, Steve, I'd say, wouldn't you?
Yeah, really good, yeah. The information he was getting was amazing. So I stood with Jay and we were sort of fact-checking it on the phone. And everything he was coming out with was spot on. Yeah, we couldn't believe it. The geezer's age was like you, that can't be right. But yeah, sure enough, it was. Yeah.
And I was saying to him, you're 106. And he went, yeah, that's right. It's just like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. No, it was amazing. Yeah, really good.
It was amazing. And I think that's when we took that thing off you, Steve, in that room as well, by the way.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
So what you've been carrying for a few months, that come with us as well.
Heidi has joined us. Good evening, Heidi.
Heidi, good evening.
Hi, Heidi.
What was that? She kept telling me 8, and it was 8 trains and 1 stuck.
Yeah, 1 got stuck, which she couldn't get to. And I think that's the one he wanted to get to. But my God, that man did miracles. He did miracles. And I'd like to learn more of his story now, but I wouldn't think it's published very much because somebody did say it was only found in a book in a sideboard that his wife came across. So his wife didn't even know. To me, that's amazing with all the children.
Was this picked up on the board or was this picked up spiritually through yourself, Simon? Was it? Sorry.
It was picked up on both because on the board was the girl Maggie telling about this Nicholas, and he was answering through Maggie on the board. It was quite. It was one of the probably best board sessions I've had for a long time. And then, of course, I got home and just thought, well, yeah, we've always had children. And we used to call her Annie, didn't we, in Annie's room? It always used to be Annie's room. But I didn't get to Annie's room, to be quite honest.
No. She kept showing us fences, gates where she was. So interesting.
Yeah, it was. And
Steve,
of course, all these children
definitely got an admirer. Christian's on the scene tonight, so God help you tonight, Steve. You're going to be in a firing line tonight, okay? I'm quite, you're going to have a rude awakening, unfortunately.
That's
because
right.
Can I attach myself to Steve like those attached to a person? All right. So obviously that sort of filled a few gaps in from going back a long time ago. I just want to go to Steve now because obviously I don't know if it was Steve's first time at Harwich. Have you been there before?
No, first time.
And for your first session,
Yep.
sort of, how did you find that, and what sort of was your experience of that?
Obviously, once I started picking up that information, I knew the story of it, so I sort of backed away because I've sort of, I don't know how, but I know the story of that. I've had a look, I've researched it somehow. I do a lot of work, obviously, in my job. I'm at Harwich quite a lot, so it's near Clacton. So I reckon when I've been there, so I knew a lot of the information, so I sort of stepped back a bit, just stand with Jay and that. But yeah, it was amazing. Everything was coming through, you know. So,
and I suppose sort of like we've seen how Simon works.
Yeah.
And like me and Sandra have been in places, haven't we, Sandra? And Simon just comes out with everything physically possible.
Yeah.
And you think, holy hell. And like you're picking up on like key sayings and things like that. And you're seeing it on the screen, aren't you?
Mm.
And you think, oh wow, you know, we've actually got some really good evidence here, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, everything he was saying was spot on. But like I said earlier, and like Si said about the age, I think that can't be right. That can't be right. And sure enough, there it was.
No.
It was amazing. Yeah.
And the thing that really got me, she drew a Star of David on the board.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
That was pretty good as well.
Yeah.
She kept doing a funny shaped star.
Yeah.
And we sussed out it's a Star of David to tell us it was the Holocaust. So that's how it all started.
It is fascinating because you think of the gap that we had there from 2018 to then, and that's taken all that time to fill that gap in. And I'm not just talking about the gap. We go back probably to, I don't know if Matt is in the chat tonight, but Harwich was probably one of our first. I couldn't put a time stamp on that.
Joe was, I think it was Joe's first event.
Well, it wasn't even our event, though, was it? We was there just investigating with Matt.
I can't remember what it was. It's 2014, maybe?
I reckon it goes back further than that. I reckon we're going to be on the cusp of, I think it was, when did you join, Mrs. A?
I've been with you guys nearly 15 years now. I've been with you nearly 15 years now, so it must have been longer than that.
Exactly. So we're going, I reckon you're going back at least 2008. Probably. Just shy. 15. Add another 2 on that. I think probably back then.
Yeah.
One of our very, very first.
Yes, I think it was.
You saying about them drawing on the board site, that's just given me a good idea for our next event. When somebody's on the board, we should have somebody with pen and paper doing the spiritual writing and see whether we can get anything there. We have done it before at Tide Mill, but we seem to have left it alone for a little while. But maybe that would be quite something good to be doing.
Probably would have been really good. This is probably would have been. I mean, I think that I think they'd have spelt. I think they would have done.
We seem to forget about that a little bit, don't we? I think we need to bring that to the table a bit more.
It's all there. All the automatic writing planchette is in the box and everything. I think even there's a roll of wallpaper in the box somewhere as well that we can use as well.
Don't tell Simon that.
Yeah. Also, something we've got to look at is definitely the pen side of things. Getting pens to actually fit in there, which is the biggest pain in the arse, isn't it? For it, proper pens. But we'll make something work anyway, and we'll definitely look into that. Okay, then, Sandra. So I'm going to throw you over to your first session. Where was you? We
was in the room with the wheelchair. I don't remember what it's called, but it's a room where it's got the bit that goes between the two inside, and it's got the little cupboard with I don't know if it's an MP or a warden or something in the cupboard.
Has it got the Anderson shower one side?
The other side, yeah. So we was in there, and we split the group into 2. Matt took a couple of the people, and we had one of the girls with us, and we was using, I can't remember the name of it, Russ, but the ears.
The
Yeah,
Eastus method.
that's the one.
Oh, I was with you, wasn't I?
You was with us for a little while in there, weren't you? And you went in to be with Matt, I think, as well.
Yeah.
And we got one of the guests wearing the headset. And what she was coming out, the answers she was coming out of was really, really good. Quick answers. She was giving us names. She actually gave us a name of the room that had the air raid shelter in it. That came through. So it was really, really positive in there. Lots of information. I don't know what Matt was getting because he was in the other room all the time. So I don't really know. I know he had a good session, but I don't know what he was getting in there.
We was next door. We was next door in, because there was a little tunnel, wasn't there?
That's it, yeah.
And I was with Matt with some people I don't quite know because I really never got to see the guests on that sort of basis. But we were definitely getting a military personnel that didn't want the women, and they were getting affected by really cold and pushing. I can't remember the name. We did get a name to it as well.
But that makes sense because we then moved to another room that had all the little aircrafts in it. There was like Spitfires and things like that in there. Yes, that's it, a Spitfire room. And the women in there were not welcomed. They didn't want any women in there. Lee was really good. He was channeling a spirit they said he was planning, but he wouldn't tell us what he was planning. And he was getting quite agitated when females went near to him. There was dark shadows in the corner, and all the guests could feel spirit coming through the door. And it was like more and more of this. And we put it down to aircraft. Obviously, we was in the aircraft room, so we put it down to the pilots and things were coming in. Lee channeled a guy who got quite aggressive when I think it was when we were trying to push him to find out what his planning was. He wasn't going to let us know, but a lot of the guests could feel spirit next to them, by the side of them. We were getting pushed in there. We wasn't getting pushed out the door, which was quite strange because they didn't want us in there. We were getting pushed.
Was that the same area as when I walked in towards, and I think it was Lee was saying more?
Yes.
More
people were coming through. Lee could feel more was coming in.
You said 100% correct on that. Whatever. Got darker as well.
Yeah. We couldn't get any names or anything in there. We just got that it was being used for a planning session, but we don't know. We couldn't get what they were planning.
So do you feel that was maybe linked to like something to do with the war? Like, because obviously for anyone that doesn't know, Harwich Fort is based right on the estuary bit, isn't it? From where it needs to be, and right across it is Langard Fort as well. It is Langard Fort. I'm saying that right.
I do feel it was something like that. And whether it was because there was a lot of planes around, I get the feeling that whatever Lee was looking at was like, I'm really not very good with terminology here, but like an aircraft map of some kind, something like that. And the more and more that were coming in, I do believe they could have been the pilots
as well. Right.
Yeah.
And do you think they was there to shut him up, or?
No, they seem to be okay with Lee. They seem to be talking to Lee, but we couldn't get out of Lee what the plans were. So he was keeping quite stum about it. So it's like he was on their side for everything. Obviously, the girls in there were trying to wind him up a little bit and try and get a little bit more out of them. And that's where we was getting the pushing and the shoving. I think there was the gentleman. I think there was only one gentleman in that group, I think. And he just could feel more people coming through the door. And then you come in and scared the shit out of him.
Didn't mean to. I tried to make sure, and I walked around. I was saying, I'm on my way. I'm coming. you know, that one just got in. Everyone was so focused on it. It was. Does that make sense to you?
Oh God, yeah. So we decided that we was going to start singing the Grand Old Duke of York.
That's when I walked in on you. I think I just turned around and walked out again.
Yeah, we were singing that, and the more we were singing it, the more Lee was getting wound up. So we think that the spirits didn't like us singing, which is quite understandable, really. But we kept singing the Grand Old Duke of York, and they did not like that at all.
Well, sometimes they have to do what we do, don't they? It's as simple as it gets.
Yeah.
So that was your first sessions, yeah? Everything seemed to be quite hunky-dory, everything going smoothly, plain sailing, getting some good activity.
Yeah.
So I shall move you on to your second sessions, okay? I'll start off with Simon again and lead on to Steve because you was both in the same group, okay?
Yep.
And if you can't remember it, Simon, hopefully Steve will remember it.
Yeah, I think we remember the boat room because I think that's where we went straight away, wasn't it, Steve?
I think so. Yeah.
And stood around the boat.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of EMF activity and device activity, definitely behind us on the shelves as well.
That's
so
it. Yeah.
What we could have put down to a phone or people, not behind us, because it was the meters. It was actually the rope meter went at one point. But the thing was, we were on the boat and it started to rock, and then somebody come up with a name of Faith. And I think we started to sing the George Michael. And with that, the activity got even more. It sort of went wild there. And there was a lot of touching in there as well. People were having their coats pulled. Really, it was so much different to the first session.
Yeah. There was taps on the glass as well, wasn't it? Sounded like taps on the glass. And definitely. the room behind me off to the left, a couple of us definitely heard a noise in there as well, because I went in there with a couple of people. And while we was in there, one of the meters went off in there as well. So, yeah.
Yes, it was really very much unlike the first session because, I don't know, I suppose when you've got your equipment, you're not working so hard. If that makes it funny, it makes sense. You don't sort of work that hard because you're looking at the equipment, and then the equipment does do it for you.
Yeah, that's right. What Kim said. The REM pod did keep going off in that room.
Yes, lots and lots of time, and temperature drops. A lot of temperature fluctuations in there. Really was.
And that was a room where we kept trying to crack jokes on that because if it was Faith, she sort of the meters lit up more. The more we was laughing and joking, she seemed to like the positive, fun atmosphere, didn't she?
And if we said Faith, she would like the meters.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
That's how we took the name to be Faith. And I've never had Faith in that room before. Well,
obviously we've got a bit of a delay going out on the system, so it's not a problem because it normally happens. Seems like there was singing theme at Harwich. Could we be next on the X Factor winners?
Potentially some of us, like
definitely me. Definitely me. Some people do like to take a question seriously. Anyone want to answer? How many feathers does a chicken lose in its lifetime?
Well,
all of them.
Times it's placked, Christian.
Yeah.
Placked.
Well, if it ends up in my KFC burger, it's had all its feathers plucked. So, the first session, Jane, my first session was in the boat room. It ended up rocking. I think, who was I with? Sandra, was I with you?
You did come into the boat room, yeah.
And it was rocking on its own, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, nobody was touching it.
Was around it.
Yeah.
And the funny thing was, we got to call it a working boat, didn't we?
Yeah.
They were saying working boat, and I said, no, Welking. So, but I was very disappointed with the cells. There's not a lot happened in the cells.
No.
Oh,
What happened?
where's Steve gone?
I've still got Steve, I think. Oh, no, I haven't.
yeah.
Steve, you there?
I'm back now.
That's
Yeah.
all right. That's
Yeah.
all right. That's all right. See, this is what I like. Yeah, but this is what I like with this system. It dipped out and it allowed Steve to come back in. Why did you say that? Seriously, it was Si and I rocking the boat.
Don't rock the boat, baby.
Tina got a photo as well.
Yes, she did.
Within the
post,
boat
wasn't it?
room. Yeah, I don't know if I can upload that.
That was very strange. Yeah. Where was that, Steve? When her face changed? That was her last session, I think, wasn't it?
I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
Whose face? Sorry.
The lady with the one that Jane just mentioned.
Yeah, I can't remember their name.
Yeah.
Helen.
Helen's face changed. Sorry, yeah.
I'm just trying to see if I can find that photo. Carry on, guys. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, it's definitely one of the end sessions that was, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that was in the fight room, what we called the fight room.
That's it, yeah.
So, Sandra, have I gone to your second session yet?
No.
We'll head to yours, and I'm going to try and find this photo.
We went to the board straight away. It started off a little bit slow, and then we managed to get some really good information from it. Lee got some messages that were quite important to Lee. One of the guests, Danny, he got a message come through, although he forgot what his initials were at the time, but we got there eventually. And then what else did we do in that room, Lee? We just done the board, I think, didn't we? Lee's, and I'm not sure if this is right, granddad or great granddad came through, and it was such an intense conversation that was going on. I don't know if you remember at Fort Amherst when we done the birthday party for one of Lee's family, and his granddad came along. And I didn't realise that he'd actually passed. He come on the board and gave Lee a really nice message, and then he confirmed some of the information that was given on his previous board, which I'm not going to go into because it was very private for him. I asked him a question and he confirmed the question. It's great. Great uncle and his granddad. And he confirmed the information that nobody would have known other than me and Lee. I don't think Lee was on the board or around at the previous session with his granddad, so he wouldn't have known the answer, but it was spot on. And it was really pleasure to actually talk to him, even though he still thinks it's all crap. But it was lovely to hear from him. I don't think there was many other messages come through. There was a couple that come through from the fort, but they were just passing through, just wanting to say hello, no messages at all. We then went into the chapel. The guys went in before me, and I decided to go back and pick up some of the pendulums to take into the chapel. When I'd got into the chapel, everybody had taken a pew on their own. I think there was only 2 people at the back that were sitting together. Everybody else had separated. And I said to Lee, have you put them in these places? And he said they just walked in and just literally found a seat and sat down. So we started using the pendulum in there, which was answering a lot of questions, again, for the fort. Some of the artifacts that were in the chapel room, we got messages that come through from there. And that's where Matt got the fantastic voice recording. And I have debunked that. I don't know if you want to say about what that was, Russ, or if you want me to say what that was.
No, I'm happy because I haven't heard this.
Right, so Matt got his recorder, and when he'd got home, he'd looked at it and he found that it had said, "Jesus Christ, help me."
Yes.
And the only person that was sitting near to him was Dan. And I was lucky enough to be able to check with Dan to see if it's something that he'd said and it had come through. And he confirmed that it's nothing he said and it's not words that he would ever use. There was also a mist going over Matt and Dan that everybody could see. They were sitting in the corner and the mist had just literally come over. I think Jane was the only one that was getting different answers on the pendulum to everybody else, and we think that she'd got a child with her. And we had I think we had more own grown up people or adults with us, so we was quite happy with the answers that we were getting, the answers Jane were getting. I'm not sure if she was asking her own questions or whether they were just answering our questions, but it was such a really, really good room event. It was really good, and for everybody to just literally sit in different places. If they weren't sitting together, they were just completely apart. Really interesting where they all went and sat.
That happened
So
with
I
us
think
as
we
well.
also got on missed.
Yeah.
We
And
got
the
on missed, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think we're having a slight issue with Steve's internet at the moment.
Yeah.
You're still there, Steve. We're just having a slight issue. You can hear your voice, but we can't see you moving.
That's a good thing. Right. Yeah. Just in the chapel, it'd been interesting to see where everyone sat, because, like you lot, we went in and sat. Just it was almost not like we knew we was going to sit. Everyone just went somewhere different. No one sat next to each other.
Yeah.
Just sat, like you said, like it was almost purposefully sat there, you know. So
yeah.
Had the mist, didn't she, in that
yeah,
alcove bit?
yeah, that's
in the corner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely a white mist went across.
Yeah.
Oh well, that ties up. That's good.
So, just for my benefit, Sandra, did you say you debunked the voice recording, or you couldn't debunk it?
No, we tried to debunk it by Dan saying it, but he said he didn't say that, and it's not words that he would use. So I think we've managed to get quite a good evidence there, because there was nobody else sitting close enough to Matt for that to come through on the recorder.
It's one of the things that will be added up to the website through. We've got a lot of things going to be added up to the website over the next coming days. All right. So I've just got to go back through some of the questions because we've got some bits that are coming through. Jane said, yeah, I was sat in the chair and could see the boat moving. So we was talking about the boat was rocking. Kim said, in the cells, just the girls had one had to leave because she felt sick.
Yes,
after we told a spirit to make us leave. It got really dark.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
The bald, my granddad was great and uncle come through. No, I didn't know the information that he'd give Sandra. So I'm just letting Steve.
That's to do with the board. So Lee wasn't aware of questions that had come through when we was at Fort Amherst. So he wasn't on the board then. So as I say, it's quite personal, so I'm not going to say what it was, but he confirmed to us when he was on the board at Fort Amherst, he was here on this plane, and he confirmed the messages he was getting. When I asked him one of those same questions, he confirmed a number that come through, which made sense to me, and I was quite happy that it was him on the board.
Brilliant. I think if we had longer in there, it would have even got more interesting. That's Lee. Jane said, yep, had a child from the organ.
Yeah.
And Lee said he would love to know if the two groups sat in the same positions.
Yeah, that'd be good.
But it's something that you wouldn't know anyway, would it really? It's something that you wouldn't even think about when you're doing it. But it's something that's quite important. I did write a little question down here because I was a bit rude. Steve, I didn't ask you about your second session. I jumped straight. Is he gone? He's having trouble with his internet. So that's not us. Okay, that's not me this time. That's Steve having trouble with his internet. So he'll just keep dipping in and out as and when we can. But we will get to that point. I'm going to share the the picture that Tina had got. Okay, so you should be able to see. I don't know if you can see it as well, guys. But that is the picture. Now, if you look behind the gentleman that is standing there in the red sleeves, the black jacket, now to us, that looks like a figure standing behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was caught by our own team members, Tina. So I find that quite interesting. I find
I think also, Russ, that Tina took that picture because the gentleman had said, and I wasn't in this group, this is what Tina had put on the chat, that he felt that somebody was behind him, and that's when she took the picture.
It's
So-
quite a good catch.
and that's a good catch because he was feeling something behind him,
Yeah.
and that is just straight bang. Look at that picture there. There's clearly sort of like a shadow of something, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like something with a jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the white.
Yeah.
You can definitely see the the white collar and all that. I think Steve is back with us. I think, but he might not.
No.
I think Steve's having trouble with his internet. I'm happy because I know that it's not dropping out.
Yeah. Hello.
You're right.
Steve, feels
Back
like
again.
you're having trouble with your internet.
Is that what it is? Is that?
Yes, because it's not happening to us.
Oh, okay.
I say that on the most happiest note ever because normally it'd be a technical problem my end, but Sandra's with us, Si's still with us. They're not dipping it, so just keep what you're doing, Steve.
Yeah. Cool.
It's okay because we're getting it. Did you just see the picture that we
Yeah.
placed on the screen?
Yeah. I'll just come back in and saw that.
Tina caught that as well. I'm going to read out a few messages that the team have sent over to us regarding it, that was sent over last week as well. And I do think that Tina did put a message in the chat regarding it. Or was it Lee? Or was it Tina? So this is what Tina put regarding one of her sessions. Okay. We had in the boat room a guest saying he had to move because someone was behind him, hence the picture. I got the photo I shared, which I've just shared with you. I think H got some info through that, but at the other end of the room. I also got the picture stretchers and the room being used for host patients with an infectious disease, as well as being shown a tunnel from the fort to the church. Then when we went next room, it was all about the links to the hospital. And I think H, who got the name of the lady in the wheelchair, not very good to recall that stuff. And when I channeled, it just flies through me, and I don't really remember. Can't remember the tarot story either. Maybe Kim or Mike can spread at different times. The cells were so negative, and I think Andy had someone in there, but I was in the corridor as I didn't really want to be in the room. I kept getting the lady up top, very negative with suicide thoughts. She was above the Devere room. Connections to By God from previous Guildhall event was interesting since the name is in several places since. This is one session that I can remember loads about. I can't remember about the chapel. Which is quite interesting for the sheer fact is that the suicidal lady from the top.
We know about that.
Yeah, but it's an interesting take on that because we've had this story from the very first moment we went there, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever had the word suicidal put into that story. We always went along the lines of that she was pushed, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah. It could have been suicide. Yeah.
And I think it was to do with pregnancy, wasn't it?
Yes.
I remember rightly.
She was definitely pregnant because when you used to walk around that moat area, she used to make the women feel pain.
Yeah.
More than the men. And that's hence the reason why.
And I think that was the last time we got rain because no one went outside and no one went up top, did they?
But the interesting thing about tunnels, Joe, on our previous visits there, after going back all that time, found that there were tunnels under there that led out to a church and to the lighthouse. And I just wish he was on here and he'd confirm it. and they're still in existence, but he doesn't know how to get into them.
I'm assuming that there would be something to do with also Beacon Fort as well, because that would have been quite close to it.
Yeah, these come in near the houses or something, though, and you could still get down.
Yeah. Kim has put the suicide lady at the top. We see every time we have been, but we thought she was pushed. We all feel sick down there with stomachache. All the ladies.
Yeah.
You know, we'd normally do a vigil walking around there, wouldn't we? But because it was raining, it wasn't. I don't know if Steve is still with us. His picture is very blurry. Steve, are you still with us? I take that as a no. Steve is not with us. That Steve's in there. I'm honestly, I can smile slowly on the inside because I know it's not my technical issue this week. I think he's back in the room. Are you back in, Steve?
Hello.
Back again.
Your
internet, it's not very good.
It was just talking. I was quite rude, Steve, and I never asked you about your second session. So I just want to touch bases with you regarding your second session with Simon and what you felt and sort of what you picked up.
I was stood with my back almost to. If you go in, the boat is sort of centre of the room. I was stood to my back with almost a doorway, little room on the left. And we kept the REM pod boys in there. I took a couple of people. I felt like there was something there, but not presenting itself as such, you know. And at one stage, again, I need to speak up more, but I was convinced I saw a shadow. Just.
Who's gone?
I think we're going to lose him.
Oh, going again.
So. Sorry, you just cut out there. We heard shadow.
Yeah,
I think it sounded like it felt like it touched you, but I could be wrong.
Not me, no. I saw at the corner of my eye shadow, and then almost instantaneously, I can't remember which one of the guests it was, stood there and something just touched me. So
exactly, yes. And that's when the coats were getting pulled as well.
That's it.
Yeah.
That room, yeah. So.
But that's interesting, though, because we're talking about the boat room. You're talking about a shadow.
Yep.
And there was that picture, once again, that Tina caught that picture.
Yeah. I hadn't thought about it, but maybe so.
And even more interesting, I just want to go back to that picture. Let me just go back to that picture just for a minute. Sorry.
You're right.
Let it just load up onto the screen. Now, in Tina's write up there, they were talking about hospitals and all that. Does that not look to you very medical? Would you not say that is like a medical, like an old-fashioned medical white, like, what is it? Like when you see, what's that old program with the hospital people, Miranda's in it. About the babies, the maternity program. Was it?
Call the midwife.
Call the midwife. And they've all got them flowery tops, like the old fashioned, where they would clip over the top. It's like a pinny, like not a pinny, but what I'm trying to describe.
Yeah.
That to me looks like that floral bit at the front of the chest.
I don't know, because that could also be a sailor's shirt.
No, I can see that as well. I can definitely see that as well.
But so it was quite, quite different going back.
Yeah, I say it was different. It definitely was different.
Yeah, but good.
Definitely good. Right, I'm going to go to the third session. I'm going to leave Sandra to last on this one because this is where Sandra. Then I had to get involved. I will talk about my little bit if we need time to fill, which I think we will do when it gets to that. But let's throw it back to. Oh, hold on, chat. Hold on. I've got things coming in. Where have I got to go to? Sorry, Kim, I didn't see that. Right. The tarot was in the boat room. I felt like I was coming home, and and Tina felt like she had to return and bit off.
Yeah.
The tarot read a story of lovers reunited after he was away and was coming back to happiness.
Mm. Yeah, but that could, yeah. And that would sort of reach in with the old story there, wouldn't it?
It was more in depth than that, but it was a short story. To be fair, I think it was because that was live. That was live. I think that was live on. I think I was live on TikTok when Tina did that reading. So it wouldn't be something that we could go back and look at because obviously TikTok doesn't record the live streams. Thank you for everybody that is liking the stream over on TikTok. It would be really good if we got to 6,000. That would be great. That's a nice target for you. For anybody that is listening to Spotify or anything like that, please head over to any of our social medias and that photo will be uploaded over the next couple of days. So anyone who's listening to on Spotify or listening again on audio only, please head over to the social and we will upload that over the next couple of days. And you can have a look there. So let's crack on with the last session of the evening, which sometimes Steve is playing, in, out, shake it all about, Steve. He's doing the okey cokey.
Yeah.
He's trying to make my heart go. He's trying to make my heart go because every time I think, but it's not, and please don't take this the wrong way, Steve. I'm just glad it's you that's dipping out because I just know it's isolated to you on this one and it's nothing to do with me. So the last session is normally one of the hardest sessions that we ever have to do within the paranormal and the ghost hunting events when we run it because we're coming towards the end of the night. It's normally past 12 o'clock. It's past people's bedtimes. But this was a different third session. I think it was all very buoyant. I think it was very entertaining. And I think there was a lot of things that went on. But I'm going to leave Sandra last because the only reason I'm leaving Sandra last is I don't actually know what went on. I just was there at the end. So it'd be nice to know what I had to deal with at the end because you can fill in the gaps, Sandra. All right?
I'll fill in some of them.
Right. Simon, for you.
I've got it was the cells, but it wasn't. We didn't go to the cells, did we? Or did we on the last session?
Was our third one the chapel and them rooms?
Yeah, and we tried the Estes method, didn't we?
In one room, didn't we? Yeah.
Nothing much came out of that thing, but all the time, sort of Jay was in the background, and you know what Jay's like? Calls things forward, calls things forward, calls things forward. And I think we went to, is it the Hankin room? Can't remember what room it was. It had all the little desks in it. And at the end was just like a little room. We put all the guests in there and it seemed that they wanted to fight. And it really did. And that was, it was your people at work, Sandra.
You could, I was in that room where they were having a bit of the face off. It was a Hankin room, that's what it was called. You could feel the energy. You could feel the anger getting in there, couldn't you? I kept dipping in and out because I was getting angry. So I'd take a step back and release it and then go back in. It was almost as soon as you walked in that room, you're like, you could feel it coming on.
Yeah, so, and nothing had sort of happened till then. But
no.
then Jay sort of did the, as he does. So you know he's done something. And I think he just called things.
Was I a part of this? Because I think I come in that, wasn't I?
You had to come in to help.
Yeah.
Soldiers. I can't remember his name.
Dan.
Yeah, Kim said it was the chapel. Yeah, missed the noises in that chapel, and everybody got the giggles. You're quite right.
That's it. Yeah. I think it was me and Lisa kept seeing something on the right hand side of the organ as well. It was almost like a little, I don't know what it was, a little head just kept popping in or definitely movement to the right hand side.
We got that in there as well. Somebody popping their head round and then dashing back.
That's it, exactly that. Yeah.
Why do you think people got the giggles?
Because I think it's a particular spirit in there, and I think he's always in there, or has been since the chapel, because he's the one that goes out on a boat. Oh no, he's been to war for a long, long time, and he finds it particularly funny that he's just getting back into Harwich and the boat gets blown in half and gets killed. But he finds it, the spirit actually finds that quite funny and puts that onto people. And he does actually put it onto people, because I started to laugh and then somebody else got the giggles, somebody else got the giggles.
Yeah, it was contagious, wasn't it?
I don't know his name. But
Jay said the bloke with a ponytail. Does that mean anything to you?
did what? Where?
I don't know. It's just on TikTok. Marianne has put. Jay said the bloke with the ponytail.
We did have a bloke with a ponytail in our group, though, didn't we?
I can't remember.
Was it Maisie's friends?
No, they were with us. The last one.
It's like being drunk and naughty in church. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Tim.
exactly that. Yeah.
I don't know if I'd like to be drunk and naughty in church, to be fair. I don't think I'd go to church anyway to be drunk and naughty. Don't know. Who knows?
Child.
Yeah. But but what it felt like to me when I was speaking to Dan in that last session, that this wasn't isolated to that room.
No, I think
He said he felt that as soon as he walked across that drawbridge, as soon as he entered from that night, so round about 8:30, he felt anger like no other.
Well, when I was sat next to Andy when you was doing the debrief, doing the briefing, talking to the guests, introducing everyone, I said to Andy, he's really pissing me off. I was getting really angry, I was, but I said, step back, and I was all right. Yeah, so, but I could feel that. And like when you were saying, evening, this is stuff, I'm like, shut up, getting, so yeah, I was feeling anger on and off throughout. So. That may have just been you, though, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. Let me just kick you from there. I bet everyone feels anger when I start me talk, especially when
Steve, your anger was that spirit knowing it was going from you that night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What you were carrying had been carrying for a little while, knew it was being gotten rid of that night.
Yeah, good.
That was probably your anger, because it didn't want to let go.
Oh, good. It's been a whole lot better, I said that. Yeah. Things have been good.
Marianne is saying the last session, him and his girlfriend, Dan. I don't know if Dan's got a ponytail, has he?
It's got a beard. I don't know about ponytail.
No, I don't know about a ponytail. I think Jay's probably still drunk from the church at that moment. But Dan, yeah. I say, because when I went in there, it was very heavy.
Oh, it was
very
it wasn't
heavy.
when we went in there, was it? It was quite light.
But I wouldn't say necessarily it was anybody causing any trouble on that. It didn't feel necessarily it was violent. It didn't feel like that. But all of a sudden it was the energies coming from the corners of the room. And it was more the fact of when I started to sort of get Dan together, and I said, Dan, you can't take this home with you. This cannot go home with you. And actually, we started to strip it back. And I said, Dan, tell him for him to be able to move on, he has to let his anger go. And his anger wasn't to do with Dan. It was to do with him. And I think, as I said, I think we reiterated it was a fight or something like that.
I think they just wanted a fight.
No. He had been in a fight.
Oh.
He'd been in a fight because Dan was telling me how his head was hurting all down one side. And I said, well, why do you feel that? He said, I've been punched. I said, I've been kicked. And it's what would happen. I think there was an amount of time that had been wound up and what would you call it? Just years and how many decades this spirit has been in spirit, with that anger, with that awful feeling of hatred towards that person, and you know, he had to let that go, and he did. And then Dan, you know, God forbid, Dan, if you're watching, but you know, we've got this brave man stand there, and he's on the floor in tears. He's in absolute tears because that energy of within him has actually forgiven and let go of that anger to the person who, you know, maybe is still alive, I don't know, has beat him up and hurt that person.
But there's also another thing from there. Lisa became very, very aggressive and wanted to hurt Jay. And she was describing her actions, how she was going to hurt Jay, right?
But is that, you know, was that normal or was that unnormal?
Real violent coughing. She wanted to be sick, so we had to take her out of it. We took her back to the base room. Kim was outside, I think. Then Henry went to help Lisa. She stopped coughing, and then it went into Henry. So I think it was something moving around. Because then Henry copped it. But that's what could have come out of Steve, because what Steve was carrying around with him wasn't very pleasant.
And you just coughed. So yeah, Steve, have you got any sort of thing to add to your last session of how you felt and, you know, what you described in your last session?
No, it's pretty much what I said. When we went in that room, I was sort of felt fairly calm. You could feel the energy building and building, and people were starting to get angry, you know. And for me, there was like a little room. As soon as I stepped out of that, I was all right. As soon as I stepped in, stood next to that Dan, you could feel the rage automatically, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But a great ending session.
Oh yeah, really good, wasn't it? Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Nobody was flagging. Everybody wanted to go.
Yeah. All different stuff, but all really good. Yeah, amazing night.
And that was, you know, at that point, I'd already sorted out Dan. So I thought I'd head over to where the other people were. And that was where I was in the room, well, in Sandra. So I went down into the cells where I saw a light on in the corner, and I just headed there. Now, I walked into a room where everyone was holding Sandra up in the corner, with Maz holding one way, Lee holding another way. Marianne's friend, I don't know his name, was it John? Could be John. I don't know his name. I do apologise if you are watching. And that's all I know. Sandra had gone into some form of channeling, some form of trance. What had gone on, I generally don't know. So I'm going to sort of hand back over to Sandra and try to lead Malcolm. His name was Malcolm. Thank you. Maz has said our last session was great. So what had gone on, I don't know. Over to you, Sandra.
Well, we started off in the boat room. And the as you already said, the boat was rocking on its own. We'd got the bell ringing, which was down in the little section that was, nobody had actually gone in there, but the bell was ringing in there. All the EMFs were going off like there was no tomorrow. And they was one of, sorry?
In the boat room.
Yeah. And we was asking questions, and we was asking for the EMFs to go up to the red, and they were staying on red. So it was quite good. People could feel somebody walking around the boat behind us. And yeah, it was quite active in there, to be honest with you. We only had 2 guests in that session because some of the guests had to go home.
Yeah, that was interesting, because I can actually sort of give a little bit of follow up on that. That was regular guests, been with us for a long, long time, and that was Sue and Tony. Okay, and Tony really got affected. Like we when Tony comes with us, we know we do keep an eye on Tony. She's very open to spiritual connection and she feels things. But she actually got taken out of the room and she said she felt really sick. She felt ill. She felt uncontrollably sick. To the point she said, I do want to go home. I don't do my last session. Now that's not Tony. That's not Tony at all. So I did a little bit of work with Tony outside. We cleared her down. There was a lot of energy within her. There was this lot up, and I think it was something to do once again with the same spirit that had been picked up on throughout the night with Steve, anger. She felt frustration. So we removed that. We removed that from them. And I made sure she got in the car to the point that she really struggled to get to the car, to the point like I'm okay. I'm like a little bit concerned here because what had actually happened had really drained her energy. So I spoke to Sue the morning after, and Tony was really unwell that night. She was violently sick, but woke up absolutely fine the next day when she got home, absolutely fine. So something really really got to her at that point throughout the night. Right, okay. We haven't got to the cell bits, but we just go where we're going with it. Lee said the cells was amazing. Sandra channeling the spirit was first class, amazing talent, brilliant time. Malcolm is actually in the chat. Now, bearing in mind, Malcolm was new to us. He'd been ghost hunting before. And I just remember walking into there and Malcolm was holding Sandra up with Lee and Maz. So I thank you for that, Malcolm. Lee is just Steve is jumping in and out, shaking it all about. He's doing the okey cokey and he's turning around. Welcome back, Steve. So Malcolm Cook, Sandra's face was pure white. Her eyes were black. Never seen a change like that in such a small space of time. Now, okay, Sandra, you need to fill us in on what happened. We've got some messages coming through on TikTok as well. We'll come to them in a minute. Go for it.
Okay, so we went into the cells and you could feel a little bit of energy in there straight away. We've got these two new guests who were quite open about spirit and things like that, which was really nice. And we were standing in there. There wasn't a lot of room. I remember there was mannequins in the corner. The bed bit was down with another mannequin sitting on the bed. So I'd gone in, and at the door, as you go in the door, I went to the corner straight off in the right-hand side. I think Maz was standing next to me and we could feel something trying to come through the door. So we opened the door for a short time and then we closed it again. And then I just felt I could feel the anger of the spirit that was in there. And I needed to move I felt trapped in the corner. So I had to move and I went over to the corner in the far left-hand side. And from there, all I can remember is that I could feel spirit stronger there. I could smell shit in there. All sorts of smells. It was disgusting. And to be honest, that's probably all I can remember.
And no, Sandra, I haven't done anything to myself.
No.
So I know that we've got two of your group members in different platforms watching. So I've got Marianne is on TikTok, and we've got Lee in the chat as well. So guys, can you sort of let me know what Sandra was doing? There was something that crawled down from the top left-hand corner down towards the group.
Russ, going back on that, that's exactly what happened all them many, many years ago. Something crawled down from that left-hand corner. That's when it started.
I can't remember that.
Yeah.
I remember the incident, but I only remember it coming.
Oh, yeah.
his language was quite tasty. He hated everybody. Let's see. Lee did write some bits down for me to call out. So let's have a look. Cool. There's a lot there to write. Lee has done a real good thing here. First session. Hold on. So, right. So, this is what Lee has put. Then we had the cells. Took a while to get going in there, but believe the energy was playing a long game on that one. We could see shadows in the top left-hand corner. And this is where Sandra was in a trance-like state. And I can just add... Hold on, so I'm just waiting for... and this is where Charles was in a... Can I just add absolutely phenomenal? Hold on, let me just add Steve again. We might go again in a minute. He will do. Was talking about whose throat she wanted to slit first. The energy kept building. She then said she was working out who she was going to attack first, me or the guest, Malcolm. I just said, if you've got the cojones, have a crack. Then wallop. Full hands on my throat. I could seriously feel the energy and the hate and pure intense. Maz done well to jump in and lend a hand. My saviour Russ then come in and helped and taught me to bring back Sandra. Great night. Gutted that Matt the Ghost cut his camera just before the cell event. So what happened is I walked in and Sandra had full hands around Lee's throat like that. But Lee did goad the energy into doing it. Well, the energy took Sandra and went full bore for it. Okay. Yes, it took a bit of a while to push him back. But we got Sandra back into herself and everything like that. But we've now got, obviously, Lee, we had Marianne, and we had Malcolm and Matt in that room. And Malcolm has already said that Sandra's eyes were gone. Sandra's eyes were completely and utterly gone, which is a proper sign of some form of channeling / trance. So how did you feel, Sandra? Did you feel that you could want to hurt Lee or that presence?
I honestly can't remember anything, Russ, at all. Once I think that the spirit was there, I don't know what happens. It's just hearsay from others for me.
Well, I think the hearsay was all categorically that you tried to kill Lee.
Sorry,
Okay.
Lee.
I think that you probably had some choice words towards a guest. Poor old Malcolm.
Sorry, Mal. I never swear. I do apologise.
The fact I was prizing her right hand off and Malcolm was getting her left hand, she was strong.
There you go.
Hi, Joe. Joey's on the chat. He's a little bit late. That's all.
Well, he'll probably tell you that energy in Harwich, when that incident happened to us, come from above down. And boy, did it come down. That's how it come. It come from the cell next to it and come over and down. Bang.
Yeah, I can't remember that. I can only remember it walking up.
Something walked up and then the Bible bit.
Seriously, if Maz wasn't there, I think I may have been toast. So,
We'll
yeah.
have to give you a weapon in your last group then, Mrs. A. So it could really work out well, couldn't it?
Well, to be fair, like Sandra is ticking a lot of boxes of like how to get our public liability promoted very quickly. Losing guests, tick,
Oh,
yeah. Losing
Yeah.
now we've got like violence against public.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Harassing team members. That list is growing, Sandra. That list is getting longer and longer. So.
my notice will be on your desk in the morning, Russ.
the cells is the heaviest in the whole area of the fort.
Yeah.
It's definitely a strange
Yeah,
thing.
and we did it, Steve. It was, well, apart from one of the guests feeling sick,
Yeah.
It was pretty tame, wasn't it?
Yeah, nothing for us really, was there? No, not at all. No.
But then I suppose
That's the paranormal for you, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is the paranormal all over. So, and if you could sum up one bit of activity within your group, out of all the groups, I'll go around to Steve first. What do you think that would have been for you, Steve? That one bit.
It was side. It was like it was a blockbuster to start off with. The information he was getting on the board was just amazing. That was just, incredible what he was picking up, the facts, and just amazing how it all come to him and that and what he went through. All 3 sessions were good, and like on a personal note, having that thing removed from me just felt amazing afterwards as well. So I had a really, really good night, amazing night. So.
Simon?
Meeting that amazing Nicholas Winton, Sir Nicholas Winton, meeting him was, feeling his emotion to get them children out and to get 600 children out. Should be. He got 90, but he should have been sainted. Well, that's probably why he lived to 106, because perhaps they thought he deserved a longer life. Amazing, brilliant, and to have 3 groups active and going to the end, still going at the end. It was that was probably a great part of the event.
Sandra?
Like the others,
trying to kill a team member does not count. Okay, trying to get rid of Lee. He's only been with us a couple of months. It's not time to get rid of anybody just yet. All right.
the sad thing is he's quite tall as well. So how I got my hands around his throat, I don't know. I don't know. But I think that all of our sessions were really good. And something that's jumped out of it for me is that we didn't go to our normal rooms. We didn't go to Annie's room. We didn't go outside to the moat. We went to different rooms. I think the thing that stands out most for me is in the aircraft room where the little planes were and that, where Lee was able to channel the spirit. I thought it was really, really good that he managed to do that. So that was quite good for me.
Well, it sounds like every single one had a fantastic night there. And I think, obviously, I was obviously flitting between different groups throughout the night. So it was, we never got to the moat. Never got to the moat.
It was raining.
It was raining. Perhaps it wasn't his throat, Sandra. But no, let's just say I think it was one of the first times that, for a long time that probably we could have gone on for another 3 hours and it still would have kept giving and giving and giving. It was a great, and as I was seeing all the guests out and everything like that, the words that were coming through their mouths, it was a great event. It was absolutely fantastic. Great night. Evidence was good. The activity was good. So yeah, Joe, why did you even go there, Joe? You know what my favourite bit was? When I put that key down that pipe and I drove down that driveway, and the gate was shut behind me. Did
Well,
Russ swerve the curve of Harwich?
no, not particularly, because I don't know which group it was, naming no names, but we've left a piece of equipment there. And Russ has volunteered to go and get it. I said, get it to post it back.
No, I will go. I will go and get it. I will go and get it because that's what that place is like. My car did get there, but unknowing to Simon and Sandra, halfway there, the engine management light did come on my car. It did come on. That's a brand spanking new car, and my bumhole did start to go a little bit because I'm thinking, oh my god, I can't have this. It did go off. Thank God it has gone off. It's not on my car anymore. There is no engine management lights on my car, thank God. So it was, I just think it was just a little bit of a threat. There was people that are watching. Me and Martin could have stayed longer. It was a great night. That's in on TikTok. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, it was a very good night. Very good night for me. I did a little bit on TikTok live, and I was literally having stones thrown at me. Stones were being thrown. They were being caught on camera as well. People were seeing the stones coming towards the camera and dropping down in front of the camera. So that was quite interesting. People were feeling stuff, people were sensing stuff. They were calling out, and we was getting reactions to it. Because obviously, like, you guys didn't spend a lot of time in Annie's room. I actually did spend time in Annie's room because it seemed to be the only room that I could get into that was free at the time. So I did spend a bit of time in Annie's rooms. I sat on the benches and we watched the stairs. You know, there's the flight of stairs that go up, and people were seeing shadows peeping around the corner. They were seeing that. They were sensing that there was someone looking around the corner, but we just couldn't entice them out. And every time that something happened, I looked away. There was a stone thrown, and there was even a stone by my foot that hit the camera and dropped. So that was interesting. I felt that was interesting for me at that point because the people at home were witnessing that and was feeling that at home as well. So that was quite good for me because it would become interactive. Even though I felt nervous in there as well, I felt very nervous within that room, and people were sensing like it. I suppose it doesn't help when all the comments are coming through. Russ, be careful. Russ, be careful. There's something with you. And that was more in my mind. That began to play on my mind. And then you was like hearing the footsteps coming down the stairs. And I'm thinking, well, perhaps there is somebody there. But because obviously the camera signal, because I was running off of normal phone signal, you couldn't get too far into where you wanted to go without it dipping out as well. So hold on, I just put that one up. You need to make peace with the spirit of Harwich. It needs to make peace with me, and then I'll make peace with it. Sandra, this one might be for you. We forgot about Babs.
Oh yeah, I did forget about that. That was on the spirit board. We got a message come through for you, Russ. She said her name was Babs, and we asked if he needed you. And it said yes. We said, well, he's a bit busy. Can you give us a message? And the message was just to tell you to piss off. So there was nothing new there, really, for the board messages for you. But that's all we got. We didn't get anything else other than piss off. And she said that, I think she said she knew you.
I don't know a Babs. I don't think I know a Babs. I don't know what Babs would be short for. Barbara. I don't know Barbara. I don't think. See, and Joe says make peace with it. Something that wants me to pee off, and I'm not even in the group. I'm just keeping my head down. Sandra, remember Babs come on the board. And, is Russ okay?
Oh yeah. At the time, somebody had messaged over to you or to call for you to say, "Are you okay?" And that's when she come on the board and gave that message.
Yeah, I can't take Babs, but if that's something to do with obviously in that location, then yeah, you know it ain't gonna like me. So that the expletive words that he wanted to give me, it's very apt for that place, isn't it? Because I could say choice words about it. They said they were 103 or 107.
Yeah,
I definitely don't know anybody that old.
other than Simon.
Yeah, other than Simon. Yeah, that's it.
Perhaps he goes with Babs on a Saturday.
Yeah, that's with Toy Girl.
But he's right. We have come towards the end of the show, guys. It's been an absolute fantastic night. For the sheer fact is that we have made a show for a 1 hour and 30 minutes for the first time in how many goddamn weeks. The only problem was Steve kept going in and out. Thank God it was nothing to do with me this time. I have that was it. Sandra stayed, everybody stayed. Absolutely fantastic. Full show. As you can tell, I'm smiling. I'm even smiling because we spoke about Harwich Fort and everyone enjoyed speaking about Harwich Fort. It was a
blinding event.
It was absolutely fantastic.
It was a blinding event.
So yeah, I think it was brilliant.
3 sessions. Yeah. You can't ask for more on it.
No.
You can't ask for more when the guests didn't want to leave.
Yeah, true.
That is a night of a night. So to end that note, thank you ever so much to everyone. I suppose because I can use new graphics, we've got towards the end of the show. So woo, we've made it. Woo! I'm using all the graphics I can possibly can at this moment in time. Because it says I can say thank you for watching. Take care, everybody. Stay safe, and we will see you all next week.
See you, everybody.